All right, it's been a while since I've done a video on gold, so I'll do something today. First off, my expectations haven't really changed. I still think this intermediate cycle is going to test these all-time highs at 2090. I I tend to think gold is probably going to break out above these all-time highs during this intermediate cycle. I've been telling my subscribers for weeks and weeks that there was going to be a huge battle at 2000. The Fed is ostensibly trying to fight inflation, and you cannot have gold above $2,000 and claim to be winning the fight against inflation. So, I warned people this would happen, that there would be, a huge attack to try and keep gold suppressed below 2,000, and that's exactly what happened. It did drop a little bit. Well, I'll say this: the drop in gold wasn't that extreme, but holy crap, they beat the miners senseless during this pullback, and I've been on record that I don't really like the mining stocks that much. I think I'd prefer to just trade the metals. Um, the banks seem to focus most of their attacks lately, the last several years, on the mining stocks. So, we expected a pullback here. Not terribly extreme in gold, but really bad in the mining stocks. We'll probably, I think we probably got a daily cycle low yesterday, but we do have options expiration on Friday, so there may be this may be difficult for a few more days. It may be next week before we can get some more momentum. There's going to be more attacks at 2,000 to try and stop this. I do think gold will get through this because the dollar has topped, and it's just going to be extremely difficult for the banking cartel to keep gold suppressed with the dollar now in the declining phase of its intermediate cycle. So I do think gold's going to get through this 2,000, but then we're going to fight this battle all over again at the all-time highs. So it's going to remain somewhat difficult in the metals until gold can break through that 2090, which, I'll say it again, I do think gold is going to do that during this intermediate cycle. We are still in the advancing phase of this intermediate cycle. We're just fighting the wars that I predicted were going to happen, or the battle. We're fighting the battle at 2000. We're going to fight that battle all over again at 2090. But I do think the cartel is going to lose, and ultimately this intermediate cycle is going to break out and give us all-time highs. Probably in January would be my guess. It's going to take some time to come back up here, finally get through this 2000, then make the run at 2090, and then weather another attack like this one, and then finally break out. So that's going to take some weeks to run its course. So it's probably going to be into the beginning of next year before we can break out above this. But all in all, my view hasn't changed. I think this is the intermediate cycle that's going to give us that fourth test and the breakout, but it's not going to be easy. We got two major resistance zones that are going to be defended tooth and nail by the banks and by the administration that wants to keep inflation in check. And like I said, you cannot claim that you are winning the battle of inflation if gold is above $2,000. So the easy money right now is in the stock market. We're just now coming out of an intermediate cycle low. There is going to be no suppression of the stock market like there is in metals. And in fact, the Fed will prop up the stock market. So that's where you're going to make your easy money. Metals, you're going to make money, but it's just not going to be nearly as easy as the stock market.